Shalom, family. Shalom to everybody. We're just going to give it a few minutes, but I think you already know what this one's about. Um, and it just goes to show you racism is very much alive in America. It's not a day that don't go by where there's not some racist incident in the news. And that should just go to show you America's a very racist country. It has been from century, and they are undying in doing their racism on a daily basis. But, it's only a problem when we're talking about it, but we don't give a damn about how they feel about us talking about it. If you don't want us to talk about it, then do something about it. Okay, each generation rolls by, and all y'all do is just keep passing the shit from one generation to the next like a damn party joint. So if it's where are the alleged good white people? Where are you? Because when these things are going down, you never seem to show up. So what good are you? What good are you labeling yourself good? And when incidents happen, you're nowhere to be found. You can miss me with all of that good people crap, because we know that's all it is. If we don't see you doing good when these incidents go down, then don't come to us trying to poke your chest out and act like you're different from the others when you're really exactly the same. There's nothing different about you at all. We don't need a bunch of endless babbling. Do something. I find it very interesting. All of these racist things are occurring with Black children, and we have yet to see these good white people show up. So y'all can miss me with all the good talk and patting yourself on the shoulder. You can miss me with all of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, yet another incident, and this took place at school. It's not like these kids got together online when they were home. They did this right up at the school, right there. So, you know what this does prove? When white kids are gathered and doing things, white teachers won't bother them. They won't come over and see what's going on. They just leave them to their own accord to do whatever. But I bet you if it was a group of Black kids sitting around together, they'd be eyeing you and watching and seeing what's going on and trying to hear the conversation and the whole 9 yards. So I don't care when they try to act like they're annoyed by us talking about this. I don't care. Okay, but everybody's a good person, but we never see these good people show up when these incidents happen. I just find that amazing. To children. All right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have a video from NBC out of Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm going to show that first, and then I'll get into the article. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, can y'all see my screen? Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you. All right.
Hearing it is one thing.
How is this possible, and how am I still surprised?
But seeing it goes deeper, calling it the N-word, slave trade / auction. Students at Daniel Ninth Grade Academy in Aledo putting prices on children of color and trading them online. It makes me sick from the standpoint that I ask myself, who do they think they are, right? What gives them the right to feel that they can do that to someone else? One student worth $100, another just $1 because they didn't like his hair.
And now, of course,
not shocked, honestly, because of the community that we live in.
It hurt one student enough to tell school leaders and even post about it online. District leaders sent a note home to tell parents the students were disciplined, but some were even angrier with how the note was written. Calling it cyberbullying versus racism. They're condoning the behavior, and that is the piece that really gets under my skin.
It softens the blow for those that may be uncomfortable with the conversation of racism. And we need to stop doing that.
Online, someone told the school board member, Forrest Collins, it was a hate crime, not boys being boys. He wrote he agreed 100%. Superintendent Susan Bone issued a news statement just hours ago saying racism and hatred did not have a place in the district. They're taking action and making sure students feel loved.
I'm still a bit disappointed with the email because I do think it still stops short of calling it hate speech.
But Mark Grubbs told us the problems are bigger than this one instance. He pulled his 3 kids from Aledo ISD. A lot of racism, being called out of his name, et cetera, and it got to the point where he didn't mind fighting. And that just didn't sit right with me and my wife. And parents are already planning to show up in force at next week's Aledo ISD school board meeting to demand better. Wayne Carter, NBC5.
All right, y'all. Now, did you see what that one student said? The black student he was auctioning was worth $1 because he didn't like his hair. People that get lice and knit eggs in their hair, you have no place trying to talk about anybody's hair. Let's just put that out there. Okay, I've been around for a long time and I have never gotten one lice treatment in my lifetime. Y'all got a lot of nerve. That is a subject matter you should not even be touching. If you get bugs in your head, don't talk about somebody else's hair of a different race or ethnicity. Stay out of that conversation for real. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't know where these people get off trying to talk like that to us. Thank you, Willie Combs, for the super sticker. I mean, it is really unbelievable. You know, these folks are locked in at home during COVID, passing head lice from family member to family member, but they think they can talk about our hair? I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, James Yisrael, I was told, and this is what I was told by a doctor when I came up, even if you come in contact with a white child with head lice, it will get in our hair, but they don't survive. They usually die off pretty quickly. They can't survive on our hair texture. And plus all the, products that we put in our hair, they usually get smothered to death when they attempt to come in our hair. So they don't survive for a very long time, even when they get on us. And that is what actually a white doctor told me that back when I was a child. But it does jump on us, but they can't live on us. They can't. Yeah, back when I was growing up, a lot of people were using things like Afro Sheen and Blue Magic. Y'all know what their hair greases are, right? And when they would jump on our hair, if we came in contact with a white child and they jumped on our hair, that's right, TCB, the hair grease that you had on would suffocate them. They would die almost immediately. So they can't survive on our hair. That's why you don't ever see Black children suffering from that. People that have more of a straight hair texture, like somebody that's white or East Indian, Arab, Mexicans, they get it. They all got that straight hair texture. But if you got, like us, our hair tends to be kinky. they can't survive on that. You know? So look, like I said, it was a white doctor that told me this when I was a child. So if it's different, then let me know in the comment section, because that's what he told me. All right, y'all. So let's get into this. This happened in Texas. I mean, are we shocked? You know, at first, listen, we would hear all kinds of crap out of Florida. Boy, I tell you what, Texas is catching up for real. Look at all the stuff coming out of there. So, Texas students disciplined over slave trade on Snapchat. Now, they did this mock slave auction on social media right up at the school. So that school is 100% responsible, because it just goes to show you these were ninth graders. Nobody was overseeing anything they were doing. So they freely sat there doing this unchecked by a teacher. So that right there proves they'll watch over your kid like a hawk, but when it comes down to their own, they're not watching what's going on. So this is proof right there. This is proof. Oh yeah, Georgia's up there too. You best believe Georgia is. You got that right, Brittany. All right. Students at a North Texas high school are being disciplined for their role in a mock slave auction they conducted on social media. A group of students at the Daniel ninth grade campus in Fort Worth, suburb of Aledo, set up a so-called slave trade of Black classmates on Snapchat. Civil rights activists told the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Now, who raised these children, y'all? Who are the parents? They got this mess from home. And see, this is why. See, they'll come to us and say, because we're talking about racism, that's why it won't end. No, see, y'all passing racism down like you passing a joint to each other. That's why it won't end. This is why it has gone on for centuries, because y'all keep teaching it to your children. That's why it won't end. The district did not specify what the incident involved, said the administrator learned about it more than 2 weeks ago. A screenshot provided by the Star-Telegram showed a Snapchat group with various names, including slave trade, and another name that includes a racial slur. A person typed that they would spend $1 on a pier, and another person wrote in the chat they would pay $100 for someone else. Aledo School Superintendent Susan Bond said the district officials learned more that than the 2 weeks. Apparently, they tried to label this, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard in the video, as cyberbullying. That wasn't cyberbullying. That wasn't. Cyberbullying would be if they were online with the Black students and harassing them. Okay, this was straight up racism. A slave trade on Snapchat, that's racism. That's not bullying. So they gave it, the school officials gave it an inappropriate label. Okay, so they said cyberbullying other students based on their race. No, that was not cyberbullying. The district did not specify what discipline has been dealt out to the students. In other words, they didn't do shit. If they're not willing to tell you what steps they took to discipline, then I'm telling you, they didn't do shit to these students. They didn't do nothing to them. Why should the discipline be a private matter? Okay, so what did you do? Oh, we did discipline them in a statement. I don't believe they did anything. Because you know what? Let's face it. We have seen them do shit like this on jobs. That's how you know it comes from the adults, because these adults will come on jobs and harass people over race, and you'll have a supervisor or manager or director that's fully aware of what's going on, and they don't do shit to stop it. You know, when it becomes legal and they know you lawyered up, now they're ready to jump into action. True Royal, I have to talk to you. So, when we're done with this live stream, I'm going to give you a call. So I'm not surprised that these students got away with this. Believe me, when I was reading it, they had to be online for a while doing this. This was not no 1 minute time span on Snapchat. It wasn't. So they claimed they dealt with the students, but Bond said in a statement that the district officials have spoken with all students involved and their parents. And that's all they did, y'all. They just did a bunch of jaw jacking with the students and with the parents. And that they call that disciplining. They call that disciplining. And we know that ain't shit. They were told statements and conduct that target students because of his or her race is not only prohibited, but it also has a profound impact on the victims, she said in a statement. No, the appropriate act is, this is a student. Look, this school is integrated. This is what your kids did. This is what we're going to do. They're going to all get kicked out. Because if they can't get along with the Black student body here, they don't belong here. And let them go. Let them go find other schools to go to. Anything short of that is not disciplining. Eddie Burnett, president of Parker County NAACP, said he learned about the situation on Sunday and said he plans to take up the matter with the Aledo Independent School District Board meeting. Apparently, they got an upcoming board meeting, and the NAACP said they will be at that board meeting. And you heard the man that was in the video. He said he had 3 children that were once in that school, and he took all 3 of his kids out of there because of all the racism that is happening there. So it seems like it's been an ongoing problem up at the school. And it's an ongoing problem because, you got too many people that look like the children in the high places. And that is always, you can damn near say nothing is going to get done. Okay. Because we see just naturally, these folks hate disciplining each other. They feel that it shouldn't be done. It should be done to us, but not to people that look like them. That's really the general attitude they have here in America. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you ever hear of Black students sitting around and going on Snapchat saying, oh, okay, well, this white student here, when America falls, this white student's going to be my slave. And this white student over here, they going to be my slave. I'll pay 2 pennies for them. Our kids don't have that in them. They don't have that kind of demonic evilness in them. But theirs sure do. So I guess the school feel they spoke to the kids, they spoke to the parents, disciplinary. Yeah, they did a good job. Come on. What a joke. What a joke. Seriously, what a joke. But y'all, please just tell me what you think in the comments. This whole thing is sickening. And you are seeing exactly what is happening to our children on a regular basis. Our kids are in these schools around America being racially harassed on a regular basis. And very little to nothing is being done. We see these stories every year, which means it's systemic in these schools across America, period. So parents, you got decisions to make. if you feel this is okay for your children to endure on a regular basis, then I guess your kids will just have to put up with it because that's what you feel they should do. Okay. But if you got any sense, you would take steps in locating either a different school with Black teachers, those schools are out there, or you take matters into your own hands and you just educate them yourself. School is no place for Black children. It never has been. They don't want your kids to be educated. That's why they got Karen in every classroom in the Black community. Thank you, Daniel, for the super super chat. I'm sorry. This is why they got Karen all in the neighborhood educating your kids, because they really aren't interested in your children being educated. They need them to be there so they can terrorize them and make sure they know white is right and Black is bad on a regular basis. You know, when I went to school, I even encountered white kids that would say that. Oh, Blacks are bad. Blacks are bad. Until we had to knock them upside the head and they stopped saying that mess to us. You know, yeah, I remember several of the white kids talking like that around us. Oh, Black people are bad. Black people are evil and bad. And then when we got finished bouncing them, knocking them to the ground and stomping them out a little, then they stopped coming around saying that mess. So you know this is all taught from home. You know it is. And they're going to keep teaching it from home. And their kids are going to come out in the real world and try to exert their white supremacy on Black children. That's all they're really doing. The class is to teach your Black child where they are in this society, and that's at the bottom. And they're elevated up at the top over some fakery over their skin. We know their skin ain't shit. They know it ain't shit. Okay, but that is the lame stuff they are using to justify being at top. It's the dumbest thing ever. It's the dumbest thing ever. It's just like aliens coming down to the earth. And then when they get here, the dark green ones don't like the light green ones, and the light green ones don't like the dark green ones. How stupid. I mean, look, they labeled the entire groups on the earth like we're a box of damn crayons, but insist there's some intelligence there. Yeah, we have yet to see it. So everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll definitely, in fact, I got one tomorrow about big oil. So we'll do this again tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Shalom, family.